Hello, heroes. Editing Alex here. I just wanted to let you know it's about midnight my time, but we just had our Starhaven session point five, and it went really, really well. So the players and I agreed that we're going to go ahead and release that as a bit of a sneaky preview as a YouTube exclusive for the people who want to see what Starhaven is all about. None of this is going to be needed to enjoy the premiere on Monday, but it is a little fun behind the scenes look at our process and how we get to know our characters before we introduce them to all of you. Um, there's not a lot of plot relevant stuff to the campaign in this, but you know me, I may have stepped over the test line and into full storytelling. I can't help myself, but I hope you enjoy, and we'll see you on Monday. Thanks. Have a good night. So if this is on YouTube, this is the session point five for our new Guardians of Haven game, which is going to be our ongoing Starhaven campaign. This is a test for the players to get a feel for their characters, get a feel for what voices they want to use, how they work in combat to make sure their stats work out okay, and it should be relatively inconsequential to the plot of the overall story.
Watch us just all die.
Well, if that
First.
happens, I'll press reset,
Oh
and we'll go back
no,
to the drawing board.
It was
Jonesy,
all a dream.
we're in the Traveler RPG. We're gonna die in character generation.
Oh no. I saw a guy with all of the Travelers books while I was filming for our Batman movie the other day.
Apparently, the latest edition they've taken out that death in character generation bit, but
Cowards.
like,
So, without further ado, we descend through the northern reaches of Starhaven, a district known as the Draft Snarl, sort of twisting, winding den of corridors and tunnels and underground living structures that is, even by Starhaven standards, very untamed and very dangerous. It's usually used for storage just off of the Pegasus starport, the only starport in town, which is where the Marion is currently docked. Each of you, through various means, received a message from one of Starhaven's notable black market dealers, a woman named Mama Kaiger. She asked for you to meet with one of her representatives in an abandoned warehouse in the depths of the Draft Snarl. We fade down as the heroes begin moving their way in, starting with each of you are arriving separately in your respective groups. So, starting with Flynn. Jonesy, can you tell us a little bit about Flynn and what you're doing as you enter this sort of dank, dark space in the depths of Starhaven?
Uh, so Flynn is a notorious would-be scoundrel, depending on who you ask. The Star Card does not like him. um, he is a rather slight build, very athletic gentleman, about a little over close to almost 6 feet tall, a little short of 6 feet. He's got slight chisel features, pointed ears, bright emerald green eyes most of the time. He's wearing very flamboyant clothing with a flowing shirt with flowing sleeves, a big flowing cloak that follows behind him because it's dramatic and he loves it. And he's armed with a vintage looking flintlock pistol and what looks like a rapier. And he is as he's walking down, he's just kind of whistling to himself a jaunty little tune. And as he approaches into the main room, he takes off his hat and does the quick little bow and says, "Flynn, at your service," to the room in general, assuming that there's someone there to hear his entrance.
Flynn, sure enough, there is. You do see this small shark-like alien. She's about 3 feet tall with dense, muscular limbs, sort of dark mottled gray skin and razor sharp teeth, dressed in what you can best describe as a summer dress, with sunflowers and various daisies and daffodils across it. She does have a gun strapped to her side, and she's got a clipboard. And she says, yeah, Mama said you was coming. Flynn, go over there and wait for everybody else to come in."
Certainly. Does a little cheeky little smile and walks off.
I'm the one who's got to take this job. This is some crap. And we go back into the winding corridors and twisting hallways of the draft snarl, where we come across Alara and Ursa. Kat and Calvin, go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourselves and what you're doing as you make your way to this secret rendezvous.
Go ahead.
Okay. Oh, you beat me to it. So Alara she has the typical Farsighter build where she's fairly tall, but still like very thin and lanky, almost gaunt in a certain light. She has long black hair with a single purple stripe in it. Her clothing is mainly sort of like this cut off top, mainly wearing black and gold underneath a blue long trench coat. If you were close enough to see more details, you would notice that she has a necklace that she has around her neck that looks sort of like a crescent moon with a blue gem in the middle. As well, her eyes are different colors, the left one being blue and the right one being green. And I suppose the way she's moving is probably trying to keep a brisk pace, but keep Ursa within arm's reach.
Meanwhile, Ursa's built the same way as Alara. They're twins, so all of their physical appearance is the same pretty much. She has long black, the bottom of her hair is very raggedy, almost like it hasn't been cut in a while. Her eyes are actually opposite of Alara's, so the right one is blue and the left one is green. Her hair is just straight black, no cool purple stripe or anything, and she's wearing a what looks like an old military jacket. It's very worn, pieces are starting to like fall off of it and such, and she's almost walking at like a skip, like she's sort of like bouncing and just like happy to be there and happy to be involved. And I would imagine her sister keeps sort of like grabbing her to keep her on track.
Ursa, please try to keep up. This is not a neighborhood where we want to get stuck in or caught unawares.
I am keeping up, sister. Can you just leave me alone for once? I'm right by your side.
No. Look, this is a dangerous area, even for Starhaven. You have to keep your eyes about. So
She does a
don't
spin and she says, my eyes are about.
You know what I mean. No more spinning, no more skipping, just walk normally.
So boring.
Yes, what you want to be right now is boring. Boring doesn't get you noticed.
She will imitate Alara's walk.
Thank you.
A
As
little dramatically.
Alara turns to walk with purpose towards the meeting location they were told to go to.
Excellent. Did I disappear?
Nope, you're just choppy.
But you're just freezing.
Oh, I wonder why I'm freezy.
It's March.
Maybe. There might be a train going by. I don't know.
What?
My whole computer is moving slow. I don't know what's up with that. I'm gonna ignore it for now and assume you guys can hear me.
We can hear you.
We
Just
can hear you.
us.
Okay. So both of you, Alara and Ursa, you walk into this sort of dimly lit warehouse just off of the beaten path, where you see, again, this sort of small, 3-foot-tall, shark-like alien woman dressed in a sundress with a clipboard and a blaster, and a dashing-looking renegade off to the side.
Alara, look at her beautiful dress.
It's a nice dress, yes.
And the little alien sort of perks up when you say that. Thanks, my mama got it for me. And she smiles at you with this long row of shark teeth.
Stunning.
I believe we're here to meet your mother. A certain Kaiger who we're here to speak with.
Yeah, you are in the right place. You are here to speak to Mama Kaiger. I'm Gluza, by the way. You must be Alara and Ursa.
Charmed. I'm Alara.
I'm Ursa, and she'll give like a big, deep, dramatic bow.
Well, why don't the two of you go over there and sit with Space Cowboy over there, and we'll wait for everybody else to arrive.
Oh, of course. He doesn't look very cow-like.
Doesn't look much like a boy either.
Am I sensing any duplicitous intentions from Gluza?
Give me an insight check.
Sweet.
Unless you're trying to
my...
mind read her for that particular information.
I don't feel a need to probe that deeply yet. Yet. So let's do some insight. 19.
Gluza just seems like she's here to do a job. You think the flattery went over really well with her, but she doesn't seem to have any, she doesn't seem like she's trying to lure you somewhere to have somebody spring out at you.
Okay. So Alara will turn to Ursa, speaking quietly, to say, "Seems your compliments went over well."
You can't kill people with kindness, Alara.
Well,
It makes them very happy.
I imagine you could find a way if you wanted to.
Maybe, but maybe you should try it sometime.
Plenty kind. Just when I need to be. Oh, don't laugh. And she'll scowl and, I don't know, saunter off towards this space pirate.
The space.
So, meanwhile, elsewhere within the winding labyrinth of the Draft Snarl, we join Aelin and Chimera on their way to this rendezvous. Andy and Kevin, why don't you give me a little bit about what you guys are up to as you're making your way into this clandestine meeting?
So Aelin is definitely keeping her eyes about. She's been in these neighborhoods before. She knows what to look out for if somebody is going to be stupid, I guess would be the right word for in her eyes. But she is definitely she definitely acts as though she doesn't have a care for what could happen to her here. She is walking very nonchalantly, one foot right in front of the other, kind of keeping an eye on Chimera while scanning for all the known hidey holes that she knows. And she'll look over at them and say, "So we got a new job. We should be nice to Gluza when we see her."
That is wise.
So we are doing the talking then. Okay. We figured that was the case.
That is also wise.
You realize when we found you, it was different. We didn't think we were taking in a stray. We were strays once, sister. Leave him be. We didn't mean anything by it, Chimera.
I take no offense.
Oh, shall we?
I love that Aelin can continue the conversation on Aelin's own without too much input from Chimera. Will you tell us a little bit about what the characters look like as they're making their way downtown?
Yep. So, go ahead, Kevin.
Well, Chimera is sort of walking a step behind and to the left of Aelin, and just sort of probably less subtle in sort of just scanning the periphery, looking for signs of trouble inbound. Maybe if they're entering a sort of rundown corridor, maybe sort of lifting a stray beam that might otherwise cause her to duck. Just sort of guardian type. Doesn't really move mechanically, so I mean he does give the appearance of being a biological creature. Sort of moving with a casual grace. Doesn't really no visible signs of tension or stress. Just kind of he's there. He's just moving through the environment. Sort of this shadow, sort of. I guess anyone watching them for any length of time would see that he's sort of acting in a way that would be interpreted as protective of Aelin.
Excellent.
So Aelin is, like I said, she's kind of nonchalantly walking. She's definitely sauntering, as the word would be. Her three tails are all swishing behind her, kind of emphasizing the movement of her hips. Her long, wavy hair is streaked with yellow, orange, and purple. Her fox-like ears. Her left ear has two earrings in it, one at the tip and one at the base. Her right ear has a similar earring on the base to the one on the left. Her left hand is ungloved and there are three rings, just circlets of color, one yellow, one purple, one orange on her hand. She's wearing a gray kind of all utility style jacket that is cut just underneath her bust. She's wearing a definitely science fiction-esque style shirt. It looks like it probably has something built into it to protect her. Her right hand has a single glove on it, which her thumb and forefinger are exposed. Her claws are visible to everyone that can see them. And her pants are brown and utilitarian. And you can see from her boots that they are heeled. And yet, as she walks, she is deliberately walking. She seems to be deliberately walking in such a way to muffle the click that would normally happen as these heels would hit the pavement or the steel or permacrete or whatever material the sidewalks are made out of here, as though she is trying to dampen her sonic emittance.
Excellent. Well, Aelin and Chimera, you do make it to the warehouse that you are supposed to be meeting with Mama Kaiger. You do see, again, Galuza is there, this shark-headed alien, wearing a sundress with a clipboard and a blaster. She kind of looks at you and nods.
Gluza, nice to see you again.
It's good to see you too, Aelin. And I don't know if I know your friend back there.
My designation is Chimera. Some find that cumbersome. You may refer to me as Kai if that is more pleasing to your needs.
Oh, he's downright friendly, isn't he?
We think so.
Well, Mama said that you all would be a great asset for this little snatch and grab she's got planned. So come over here and join your soon-to-be compatriots. And she gestures with her head and scratches your names off on the clipboard.
Where did Mama find one who is so into the earthbound cinema?
Flynn cracks kind of a half smile at that.
And she'll notice and she'll kind of cock an eyebrow and wink at you with her left eye.
I don't know where she dug him up, alright? She doesn't tell me much. Apparently his reputation precedes him.
Really? We find that interesting.
Well, go talk to him about it. I gotta get the hologram projector set up for Mama.
Oh, we don't get to see her in person this time.
Not this time. She's working on a couple extra things downtown, but she wanted to speak with you over the hollow chat.
Well, we'll make our way that way then.
I'll be over in a second. And she goes into the back, and you hear her rummaging around with some metal tools.
So Aelin will look at Chimera and kind of motion her head to head in the group's general direction. She'll make her way over and she'll put her hands on her hips and kind of stick her left one out, and she'll go, well, aren't we a motley crew? We are Aelin. And while Gluza says your reputation precedes you, we don't know you. Specifically focusing at that point on Flynn.
Flynn will take the hat off and kind of hold it to his chest, looking like a little head nod. Pleasure is all mine. I am Flynn. I'm new to this parts.
That might explain things. And you two, sisters. We know a thing or two about sisters.
Yes, we're new as well. I'm Alara.
And I'm Ursa.
We are pleased to make your acquaintance.
Your
Alex,
tail is absolutely beautiful.
Why, thank you.
And
Yes.
you don't look much like a space cow at all.
Do you look at Flynn when you say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Flynn looks very confused. Like, does it like the half head tilt thing? Like, huh, what?
Isn't that what you said, Alora? That he was a space cow?
No, I mean, well, Gluza said he was a cowboy, and I thought, doesn't look much like a cow.
Oh.
So you're making things awkward.
I heard it.
Do I recognize the twins as possibly being Farsighters, or
Yeah, you would definitely be able to tell that they are Farsighters. They're very tall and thin and sort of ethereal.
It's funny because I think we're all around the same height.
Yeah.
Only for now.
Oh no.
Yeah, we should have made our characters taller.
Like
Darn
I
it.
call it
6'6".
short for a Farsighter?
Stay here and die, you stuck up bitch. That's my favorite scene in the Family Guy version of Star Wars. Would you want to show up for a stormtrooper and stay here and die, you stuck up bitch? Sorry, I'm over it now. Just reliving it.
Go ahead.
Alara will try to change the topic and say, you didn't introduce us to your friend back there.
We apologize for that. We expect Chimera to do it himself, but we should know better by this point. We have to speak for him. So
My designation is Chimera. You may refer to me as Kai if you find this too cumbersome. It makes no difference to me.
Well, it's only 3 syllables. That's not too much.
Do people often struggle to say chimera?
we would not be surprised with the people we have encountered that they would have trouble with such a name.
And what manner of people have you encountered?
We are at Mama Kaiger's, are we not? Should that not be enough?
Suppose. Just trying to get a read on you.
We would suggest otherwise. For now, we are working together, yes? We should see our actions rather than try to read our body language.
You may be right, but you keep saying we. Do you mean you and your partner?
No, I mean we.
We as in group of us?
We as in, and she'll kind of put her hand to her chest. We are in here too. Yes, yes, we are. We.
Oh. Alara will mentally communicate with Ursa. Keep an eye on this one.
She'll send back. She's amazing.
Stop looking at her tail.
Keep an eye on
Okay.
this 3.
So, do any of you know exactly why we're here? Or are we all still waiting for the projector to be set up?
Well,
I'll
we're here
look
for-
behind my shoulder to what how Gluza's doing on the projector.
Gluza will push a sort of this chrome projector on a ratty steel 4-wheeled tray out to the front.
It's an old school cart.
property of Claremont Academy.
Ah,
I think that's what they donated. Oh man.
Yeah, Mama's ready to talk to y'all if y'all are ready to talk to her.
let Jonesy mention what he was going to mention before we so rudely cut him off.
It has slipped my mind. So
All right then.
Well, Gluza will push a couple of buttons, and the projector will sort of hum like an airplane engine. It will rattle a little bit, and then this blue light shoots up into the ceiling, and it presents the holographic image of Mama Kaiger, who is about an 8-foot-tall version of Gluza. She's significantly wider, still that sort of bull, almost like a hammerhead shark head on top of a hulking body. If you've ever seen Lilo and Stitch, she kind of looks like that character. Cat, specifically for you. But she's wearing a flowing red dress, and she's covered in these sort of pinkish white translucent pustules that look like they have a number of different embryos or fetuses growing inside them. And she is wearing bright red lipstick and red eyeshadow.
Mama Kaiger, we see you are looking well.
I appreciate your flattery there, Aelin. Nice of you to answer my summons.
Well, Trinity didn't have anything for me. For us.
Mm. Well, not to worry. I think that this particular group of renegades will be able to fill Trinity's shoes sufficiently. Those of you I haven't met, thank you for coming down into the draft snarl on such short notice. I have a job for you. It's my understanding that each of you has a number of skills that can be parlayed into use in my line of work, which is the procural of goods that Starhaven Customs is not exactly a fan of folks having around here. You know, just cultural delicacies and indulgences from long-lost homeworlds, that sort of thing. I am willing to pay each of you 2,000 credits for a shipment of Sarkazi eels. One of my associates, a smuggler named Stod Veserk, has a cache of them that he is bringing into the solar system, but he is unwilling to venture as far as Jupiter. He's superstitious about flying that close to Earth after what happened last time with that Lomas Life character. Stod is an Unquad, and he is a captain of a small freighter called the Lucidity. He's willing to bring the shipment to the jump gate just past Neptune, and he will help you transfer the specialized container onto Mr. Flynn's ship, the Marion. Now, these eels can only survive in the vacuum of space, so Stod has rigged up a cylinder that can replicate that environment. It's highly unstable, and it can't be jostled too much or the eels will die. And dead eels are no good to me. You have to consume them whole while they're alive in order to get the, let's say, the extracurricular effects that my clients are looking for. I won't pay you for damaged goods, but if you can get those eels here, I will pay you all good money. I have a drop-off point that I would like for you to take the cylinder to. That Gluza can give you the coordinates to. It's in the desert biome of the green zone.
Should we expect customs to be wary?
No more so than usual, but it would be wise to keep an eye out. These eels are, well, they are. It's frowned upon in polite society to eat them.
We see. Well, we in Chimera are willing, and sounds like we cannot do this without Mr. Flynn and his ship. So, are you up for this, Mr. Flynn?
Yeah, but with the current fuel rates, I think 2,000 credits might be a little low.
Now, Mr. Flynn, this is an introductory adventure.
Fourth wall break inside a fourth wall. Like 16 walls.
I suspect if you do a good job, it will lead to additional work with my syndicate. And my daughters can tell you that I take really good care of the people who take care of me.
Do I know the pirate he mentioned, or
Do you have a relevant expertise skill?
I have far less points than Mortis, so no, I do not.
Do you have well informed as an advantage?
I sadly do not.
Okay, I'll just
I
let you
do.
make a flat intellect check if you'd like. And anybody with expertise space, or expertise smuggler, or expertise pirate, or anything like that can go ahead and roll a check for me as well.
I got a 14, so probably not.
He's definitely not a famous pirate like you are.
Would this be a good time for this to actually occur, Alex?
Yeah, it's probably a decent time for it.
Okay. Ooh, we are in the driver's seat now. One moment while we ponder. I have expertise Starhaven Underground.
That'll work.
That is an 18.
With an 18, you are aware that Stad Vezerk is sort of he's kind of low on the totem pole as far as smugglers go here in Starhaven. He's sort of a new implant. The Unquad, which is what he is a member of, are a frog-esque species of aliens, known for being able to leap really well, being able to swim for long periods of time. You also know that Stad himself is known as a bit of a dandy. He's usually pretty well dressed. He doesn't like to get his hands dirty. And he wears a monocle.
So Aelin will kind of shake her head. We told you not to do that. We are surprised he rigged up such a device, Mama Kaiger. What with his reputation of liking the finer things.
Well, let's just say that in the spirit of plausible deniability, he was the one who came up with that cylinder.
We understand. And she'll smile and kind of show her canines a bit.
Well, so it looks like I have at least 2 people joining me in this merry little jaunt. 2 more outlaws for the run. Trying to look at the twins with the kind of a-
We're in. We're very much interested.
Suppose we are. Alara.
With a quick mental communique, she will mention, I like this private communication thing. I'm going to be a real jerk about it. She will say, this Mama Kaiger might have access to more preserver technology, including a particular item we're on the lookout for. Best to be on our good side.
You're right, she'll say out loud.
And then out loud she'll be like, yes, I am right. We are in.
Excellent.
Aelin will look at Ursa, and she'll look back at Alara and cock an eyebrow, and then she'll just kind of say, "Wonderful. Shall we?" And by we, I mean everyone present save Gluza.
I think you shall.
We mean everyone. Ah, damn.
Well, best of luck to you, and if you are successful, you will learn yourselves the fact that when you're good to Mama, Mama is good to you. Gluza will let me know when the job is done, and I will
I'll
wire
pull-
your payments in the usual manner.
I pull out my little data pad. I'm assuming we have a data pad or something, and to get the coordinates for the run, the actual coordinates we're supposed to be off at and all that stuff. So
Excellent. Yeah. Flynn, you're sort of looking at them. They are within the looks like a drainage tunnel in the desert biome of the green zone. To specify the green zone, the city itself is sort of built into the preserver facility in a diamond shape. Each point of the star, or in a star shape, sorry. Each point of the star is usually a different neighborhood or a different wing of the city. And then all around the city is this sort of kaleidoscope of different Earth biomes. There's a forest, there's a jungle, a desert, a tundra, and that is where all the prehistoric animals live. And various rampaging preserver technology that's sort of lost its mind over the last 50,000 years or so.
excellent.
Yeah. And you'll know from your smuggling experience that getting access to this location is going to require parking your ship outside of the dome that keeps Starhaven safe, and then finding an access point underneath the dome on land. So you'll have to do some of this journey on foot. Because there is one way in and out of the dome, and that is through the starport, which is where the Marion is currently docked.
Well, let's get the show in the red.
We shall follow you.
This way,
Yes.
man, my merry band of outlaws, and I'll start heading on off.
Chimera doesn't seem that merry.
Leave Little John alone.
We'll get him there.
So, you all make your way out of this warehouse. Gluza says, good luck, I'll meet you down there in the biome. I'll start heading that way now. And you make your way up out of the sort of twisting lower levels of the draft snarl and find your way up to the highway that connects from this neighborhood to the Stegosis starport. And I'll share a sneaky little map of Starhaven with you guys, which I won't share on stream until the book comes out.
Sneaky.
Does that mean you can soon tell us when the Vigilante's Handbook is coming out? Kidding.
No, not yet.
Kidding. Oh.
But the starport is this sort of large diamond at the top. And then the draft snarl is this sort of collection of circles on the south of that bridge that connects the diamond to the rest of the star itself.
Aelin is going to take her left hand, and she's going to kind of like lock it in under Flynn, and she's going to take her right hand and she's going to grab Cat with her right and kind of pull them up beside her. We are always interested in meeting new folk. Tell us a little bit more about yourselves. Or have we, or have we broken a boundary we should not have crossed?
I don't think we have yet. So what would you like to know?
Well, we heard you were something, but we have not heard of you, so we must know of your exploits.
Well, most of my exploits happened a few sectors over, and I was, well, let's just say I'm not loved by the Starcon and his henchgoons.
You mentioned the Starcon, and she stops, which she lets go of your arm, and she's still holding on to Ursa, and which probably causes her to go and and Aelin hisses. Ooh. We're
Something
sorry.
better.
We have
History, I'm
memories.
guessing?
Memories. We don't wish to get into them now. We are learning about you
Oh, so
and you.
with that, I will reach out and pull her back with the arm again. That's let's just say one more thing we have in common. So
That Starcon dude sucks.
What about you?
You know, we're just two twins, trying to make ends meet. Nothing more.
Were you not making ends meet before? Your clothes, we have seen better days with them, I would think, yes?
Oh yes, we just found these lying around. And then she'll look and she'll give like a visible wink to Alara.
Alara, who has been like paying like very close attention to this conversation, will just like glare back.
I see a bad moon rising.
We do hope you had enough funds for the wash cycle. If you found them lying around Starhaven.
They're clean enough.
We agree.
What about you?
We have been here for a while. We have had more dealings with Mama Kaiger than the rest of you. We can tell that much.
She's a beautiful lady.
Isn't she, though?
I'm somehow going Australian.
Okay.
We do want to make sure this job goes well, though. Mama Kaiger is not one we wish to get on the bad side of. We would have our lives upended a bit were that to happen.
Well, it will not be of any fault of ours that this job goes awry. I assure you. Then she'll sort of like take her arm back and fall back into step with Alara. And then she'll send in her little mind, she'll be like, Fox Lady weird.
Not pretty anymore. Pretty weird.
Still hot, just weird.
Tail's still cool.
Alara will, I suppose, say, perhaps at some point we should try a deeper analysis.
Perhaps you should.
Yes, I should.
Chimera, why don't you come up and join us?
Very well. So sort of step up into the line to sort of keep pace with everyone else.
So is he well, I'm sorry, are you a robot or something?
No, I am a biological organism.
Oh. Well, just not very chatty then?
We have not had much opportunity to get much out of him.
Well, how did you two end up working together?
We picked him up as a stray. It was an interesting meeting. We were working a job, and we came across the preservers and Chimera. Well, preserver tech, we should say.
You've encountered preserver technology.
We see there is some of it still functional here in Starhaven. What we came
Yeah.
across was small, insignificant to the job we were doing. But we couldn't let Chimera go. We felt something. We were strays once.
And I'm sorry, when you say small, do you mean physically small or just small as in not relevant to you?
We saw it as a little column A, and a little bit of column B. Oh, well, we shush. We smashed it. We had a bit of a row with it.
You smashed it.
It didn't take kindly to us.
This object you found, I'm sorry, I'm just quite interested in it. It didn't happen to look like a hemisphere of sorts, like a bit of a dome, a half of a sphere, nothing like that.
No.
Oh, okay.
I told you, we're never going to find your little fancy hat. You might as well give it up.
It is not a hat, sister. Not a hat. I'm sorry. We just there's a whole a thing we've been looking for a collection of sorts. I am actually, oh, this is quite embarrassing. I'm actually a collector of preserver technology, and well, you were telling this story, and I just felt really interested in whatever you may have found.
We would think if you would like a pretty hat, Flynn could show you where they're at. And she's gonna grin and show her canines at her little rhyme.
It is a hat worthy of being jealous of, for sure.
So, you all make your way into the sort of bustling starport of Starhaven. You do see a number of refugees arriving. There are a bunch of robots around they sort of have this almost like ancient Greek bronze clockwork appearance to them. Some of them are four-legged and have sort of a humanoid torso attached to the top of the four legs with arms that are helping unload things. There's a number of them that are human-sized that seem to be monitoring everything. They've got these large bulbous heads with one big round eye in the middle. And there are people of all descriptions making their way into Starhaven, along with massive shipping containers full of supplies. You also see a number of soldiers walking around, mostly Aegis personnel and Unison personnel, law enforcement from Earth, people who were originally watching over you all on Star Island, who have been transferred to the Europa project, while the power is being shifted between Earth and the newly elected Republic Alliance that is taking over. Flynn, as you're making your way through one of the turnstiles, you do see a familiar face. There is this sort of hulking. She's a 6.5 feet tall, dressed in blue power armor with long black cornrows, dark skin. She has a large rifle slung around her back. You recognize her as Praetor Ashe, who is one of the supervisors for customs here at Starhaven. You've had a couple of run-ins with her, but nothing that she can prove. She does notice you, and she calls you over.
I quickly try to tilt the hat.
You're the only person I know in this city who wears a hat with a blue feather, Flynn.
Oh, sorry, did not see you there. How are you doing this evening?
Come over here. You have to check in and check out if you're taking that ship of yours somewhere. She sort of throws a look over at the hangar bay where the Marion is stored.
Well, of course.
So, where are you and your friends off to this evening?
We're out for a test flight. I'm trying to recruit a new crew, and I need to see how they operate in the vacuum of space and see how they can handle the duties. So it's just a courier run around the area.
A new crew for what purpose?
For future business endeavors, of course. I'm trying to get a contract with those, and I point over to some of the Earth people, with those folks, shuttle supplies and other refugees back and forth. Because I'm an upstanding businessman, of course.
Of course you are. Nothing you've said gives me probable cause to hold you, so I will be checking with Aegis and Unasan to see if that is a true story, Flynn.
Of course.
Don't be gone too long.
No, not even leaving the system.
Well, we are going to be we're going to be doing a couple of test runs with one of our new Challenger starfighters, and I don't want you to be up there and get mistaken for a target drone.
Good to know. Thank you very much for the heads up. I really appreciate that.
I'm sure you do.
Does that happen often?
Test runs? Where people
No.
getting shot down for being mistaken for drones?
Yes.
It doesn't happen to upstanding citizens.
Oh, well,
Then we
Nothing
are
to worry.
totally not in danger at all.
of course.
We would think your FF designators would at least flag as unknown rather than enemy right off the bat.
Well, like I said, there are some kinks in the system that we're trying to work out. This is the first wing of starfighters that Starhaven has access to, and I don't want this to be a black eye in the face of our colony.
We would
Mr.
think
Flynn,
we're-
maybe you should change the color of the feather in your hat so she no longer recognizes you.
It's not the color that makes it noticeable.
Isn't that what she said?
We think it was what she said, yes.
Is what she said, yeah.
So you lied?
I see they don't have sarcasm on your planet of origin. Which is far
Surprisingly
They don't
not.
side.
have respect on your planet of origin.
Leave the poor Taryn alone. She's had a long day at work. I'm sure she's just stressed and tired.
I'm 600,000 miles away from home. Of course I'm tired and stressed.
Well, we'll be on
Well-
our way then.
And you never take me up on my offer for drinks, so that's on you.
When the sun sets in the west, or sets in the east and rises in the west.
That can be arranged. Ta-ta!
She sort of angrily goes back to typing on her console, and you hear her mentioning the Marion's designation and entering it into the targeting computer.
We noticed she didn't say which sun.
Exactly.
Are all your friends so charming, Captain?
Ah, friend is a bit of a stretch. I believe the proper designation would be business acquaintance.
Colleague.
Mhm.
Do you have
We-
many of those, Mr. Flynn?
Unfortunately, when you work as a courier, almost all of the customs agents become your business acquaintances, whether you want them to be or not.
We thought based on your love of Terran cinema, you were going to call her frenemy.
Is that a Terran word?
We believe so.
Does not roll off the tongue well.
No. We would hope not to be frenemies with you all.
Yeah,
So
I
we
mean,
should.
don't have to include the Nami part.
I will continue heading towards the ship.
Yes, let's get on board.
That was respectful.
How does Ursa make this look so easy?
I thought Flynn was gonna say we'll drop the ME and add a D. So Flynn, as you head into the hangar bay, you do see the Marion is docked by itself. There aren't a lot of ships that are permanently docked in Starhaven yet. Most of the people who arrive here are refugees coming from Earth without access to their own starcraft. What does the Marion look like?
Marion is a sleek, slightly off-white ship with green design and trim. It is very much kind of a large triangle silhouette.
Excellent. The boarding ramp is down. You are free to lead everybody in and blast off away from Starhaven. You don't have an AI on board or a robot or anything, right?
Not yet. It was the starter ship, so I wasn't able to. Did not have a lot of points to upgrade. So
Well, we'll put some points into that. It'll be good. So you take off and you start making your way away from Jupiter out past Neptune. The journey is going to take about an hour and a half with your sublight drive. Is anybody doing anything in particular on their way out?
Aelin is gonna hang over the pilot's seat. We were wondering if you needed us in any specific location.
well, I do. So the main cockpit has 3 seats. There's the main helm station. There's also a sensor and comm station, as well as a weapons station. So, as you say that, Flynn will kind of point to the other seats. We have grab one of the other stations. We have comms over there, and we've got a weapons station over there. Hopefully, we won't need the weapons station, but you know.
Chimera, would you be a dear and take the weapons? We will take comms.
Very well.
And I did for the players. There is a little map of the Marion
Other side.
in the handouts.
Other side. There we go.
And it's currently on screen in Roll20.
Oh,
You said there was sensors. There it is. Okay.
yeah. The little one has the little handout has things labeled on it.
Okay, sensors and comms are the same. Suppose we could go to Ursa. How do you feel about engineering?
If I may suggest, I would probably be a better place than engineering than here on the bridge, if that is acceptable to you. Sort of looking at Flynn.
My technology is 0 Alara.
Well, I can teach you a few things then.
Hi, do you want to come with us?
Very well.
We're making a friend.
Very well.
Well, I suppose we'll all go to engineering then.
As the captain said, we shouldn't need the weapons. If we do, we will call you. Or we'll do it ourselves. That's okay too.
Great.
Like as Alara walks past Aelin, she just kind of like is just giving her this look of confusion and curiosity, but it will eventually turn away when going through. I assume these are the kind of doors that like slide open with like a whoosh, and
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Don't get caught.
We're all on the
is
same page with the
required.
doors.
Is required.
So yeah, it's a door whoosh, behind. behind her.
In their head, Ursa will ask you, have you tried to read her yet?
Not yet. I'm a little worried about what I might find in there.
Yeah. She seems off in some way.
Yes, but not in a way I'm familiar with. Perhaps we should focus on getting through this job first. Though we do have this one here. Maybe he knows a few things about this preserver technology.
Worth a try.
Indeed it is. And she'll sort of turn towards Chimera, leaning back on a chair. So, your partner tells me you two met each other dealing with some preserver stuff. Preserver stuff.
Well, I'm not terribly specific. It is accurate.
Could you perhaps tell me more about the technology you might have encountered?
I am not at liberty to discuss that.
Are you sure? I mean, I'm sure you can tell me just something about it.
Tell her nothing. Is what you hear in your head, Chimera.
I have no information to offer on the preserver technology that I've encountered.
Well, I suppose we just met. You can't say everything just yet. But Alara is hoping that bringing it up will... This is going to be a real dick move. But gonna attempt to mind read the one whose mind she assumes is much simpler to read.
You're not
I'm sorry.
wrong. You're not terribly wrong.
You're the one opening that door.
Yep. The DC of my mind reading should not be 20, I don't think.
Is it mind reading 10?
Let me look on Hero Lab.
I'm pulling up mind reading too, so I can make sure I get the rules correct.
Where is
on
it?
this.
Oh, there it is. It's DC 15. Because it's mind reading 5.
It's an opposed check, actually. It's
Is
an
it?
opposed. Yeah, you can read another character's mind to use mind reading, make an opposed check against the result of the target's will check. So you roll a mind reading
Haha!
check.
I think you got it.
I don't know why it gives me a DC then.
Um,
Okay.
Is it area burst? Or no, it's range perception. So
Yeah, no. All right, well, I'll just roll a d20 plus 5.
oh, the target gets a new will check, DC 10 plus mind reading at the end of each turn to shut you out. That's why there's a DC.
Oh, groovy. Okay. Well, here I come. Here comes the mind check. Oh, wow.
Chimera's mind doors are just like the doors that you just walk through in the ship.
Explodes. Chimera's head blows up.
Oh, no! Not
So-
again!
25 minus 7 is 18, which is 4 degrees of success.
Mind Palace is empty.
That's good news. You can read memories from the target's subconscious, things even the target does not consciously know.
Uh-oh.
This might mean repressed or hidden memories, deep-seated psychological traumas, or even other personalities.
Uh-oh.
So, as you
Welcome to Thunderdome.
as you delve into Chimera's mind, the first thing you're struck by is how blank it is in here. It's not necessarily that Chimera is hiding anything, it's just that there's not much there to hide in the first place. Chimera seems to be suffering from some pretty deep-seated amnesia and mental conditioning from something. It's hard to get to the root of. However, Lara, as you sort of delve deeper into the subconscious of Chimera, you feel a presence in there that is not excited to notice you. You sort of feel this sort of deep-seated inky black pool of liquid in the center of Chimera's brain that has this ominous malevolent presence that vibrates and rumbles and forces you out before you're able to identify too much information.
Oh,
Are you okay, Laura?
uh, yes, just got something in my eye. The ship needs a good dusting. Ursa, do you mind just joining me in the next room? Chimera, if you could keep an eye on things here, make sure nothing
I will
explodes.
familiarize myself with the engineering controls to better
Yes.
facilitate any necessary repairs or adjustments to the power flow systems.
You do that.
He's like spooky Data.
Right.
Thanks, spooky data.
Perhaps I'm lore. Who knows?
Ooh.
She'll like yank Ursa into the. I don't know why she would bother because they can literally talk in there. I don't know. She's freaking out.
You're shaken up. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
As she pops up over here. There was something else in there.
Also, pause for just a second. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember that part where I said nothing plot relevant is going to happen?
I just wanted like
Alex
fair.
lied. Surprise.
Please
didn't
please
expect
go
a
find
20.
past Alex and shame him.
You just wanted to know about his hat, Alex.
I just thought, he might have seen the thing that you think is a hat, but there's
Okay, what do you mean? What was in there?
don't
What can be
know.
in a brain?
Some other brain, perhaps some other entity, some dark presence like this dark pool. It's just lying in there. It was angry that I was in there.
It seemed evil.
Certainly didn't seem nice.
What have we gotten ourselves into, Alara? Is this
Don't
why you're
know.
so serious all the time?
Well, one of us has to be.
Aren't you the one that wanted to do this? And now here we are with some weird brain thing?
Yes, okay. If this turns out to be a mistake, then we'll... Worst case scenario, we have to mind crush everyone and pretend we never met them.
Just let me know if that's what we're doing.
I'm glad you didn't
What?
say again.
The again was implied.
I'm like, considering how chill it is, I'm pretty sure they've done it before.
Yeah, how do you think they got here?
Worst case scenario, we all die, and you can say I told you so.
If it comes to that, but, well, I suppose you need to watch both of them now. The captain
Worst
seems
case
nice enough.
scenario, I can try to pull whatever's in there out.
No, not a good idea for you to use your telepathy if we don't know what we're dealing with.
I don't think she was
Alright.
talking about telepathy.
No, I won't.
I think she was talking about ripping the brain out of his head and shaking it and throwing it back into
I mean,
space.
whatever happened, happened, you know what I mean? Anyway, fine, but just be careful. Don't try to go in there anymore.
Fine. I suppose the other one will have to wait then.
Well, we need to figure out if it's just him or if the other ones are in on it as well. They seemed pretty trustworthy to me, but
Well,
you know I have issues.
yes, sister, you sometimes do. I'll give them a look if it comes up, but for now, I think we shouldn't poke the ink bear.
Chimera,
Yes.
you receive a message from deep inside your subconscious that says, go out there and tell her what she felt was interference from what happened to you from that preserver technology, nothing more.
Okay. So I will walk out into the room where they are. what you perhaps sensed was interference from the preserver technology that you were asking about. There was no need to be alarmed. And then I'll turn around and go back in the engineering.
I'm alarmed.
Let them chew on that for a while.
That certainly made me feel better.
Should I throw him off the ship?
No. Maybe.
That
Not
was
yet.
weird. That was weird. I'm weird. That was weird.
Yes. No, we're both experts on weird, and that was weird.
Guess we should stop hiding. Go back out there. Since
Yeah.
he already seems to know what we're talking about anyway.
We'll keep blending in, and at the end of this, we'll get 4,000 credits between us. So, let's just go.
So, is there anything exciting going on in the cockpit?
I don't know.
No, not in that way.
Lynn is
Aw.
just he's got he's got the system set up. He's plotted in the coordinates. He's the ship is pretty much flying. There is an autopilot unless we have to jump in. But other than that, there's some music playing and stuff like that. But it's just relatively he's just kind of scanning around and checking for customs agents just in case.
Aylin's got the headset on for the comms, but she's wandering kind of back and forth and like opening cabinets and stuff. And she turns to Flynn when and she pulls the headphones off as she hears the music, and she both of her ears kind of twitch and move. We were wondering where you kept all the Terran media.
Oh, it's on the drives. It's 1940s big band music like playing.
We thought maybe you had physical media.
I've never made it that far in the system.
We may know a being or two who could get you some.
Interesting.
She'll go back and she'll sit and she'll cross her legs. So, how far out are we?
We should be arriving in about 10 minutes, I would think. Checks the consoles.
You see that you are traveling at the speed of plot.
We are about one panel away.
We would be wise to afford you the info we know about this individual we are accepting cargo from. We know him to be a being of more eclectic taste. We may think he could run afoul of things due to his nature. So we should be wary of pursuit.
Good to know.
It's funny you mention that, because as you come out of
Speed of plot.
As you come out of the speed of plot, you do arrive just beyond Neptune. You do see the sort of glowing, glittering jump gate at the edge of the technical edge of the solar system. Pluto's still out there, and it's still a planet. Come at me. You can see this sort of long, sleek, golden spaceship, almost tacky golden, glowing in the sunlight of the Sol system. You see that it's sort of a long, sleek profile. It's got a number of large fins at the top that sort of double as solar sails. And latched onto that ship is the roughest looking piece of junk you've seen in a long time. Sort of cobbled together cubes of this black and blue and red steel that is launched onto the ship. At the very far end of it, you do see there is sort of a almost like a spoiler on a car. It's this long, almost looks like the hilt for a sword, and at the very front of the blocky sort of ship, you can see a triangular point that almost looks like a cow shovel from the front of a locomotive. Flynn, you recognize this ship as the Crimson Cutlass, which is a ship that was once in the flotilla of Captain Kraken. It seems that Stodd's ship, the Lucidity, is under attack.
Well, that's unfortunate.
We should maybe not speak of things before they arrive, lest we manifest them. Oh,
Click.
shipmates, we require your assistance.
And,
Laura, we have shipmates now.
yes, it's nice to make friends. At least 2 of them. And Alara will make her way to the cockpit, I suppose.
Ursa asks.
I don't know how ships work, so I'm going to go there.
Flynn, you're able. You would be easily able to latch onto the opposite airlock on the Lucidity, dock the ship, so that you guys would be able to board and repel the boarding party if you are of interest to do that.
So, yeah. So as the other 3 arrive, I'm assuming the twins show up and then Chimera, or is Chimera not responding?
Did that go out over the comm that
Oh,
there's
the
a
ship comms. Yeah.
Okay, so then yes, Chimera would proceed to the bridge and take up station near Aelin.
So it looks like our pickup is running afoul of, well, Captain Kraken possibly, and he is a, well, notorious pirate of the uncouth variety.
Do you suppose he has interest in these eels as well? Is there something else he'll want? Or does he just want everything?
He is the plunder and pillage sort of pirate. He is not one known for having manners. But if we do want to get paid and not be on the run afoul of Mama Kaiger, we should probably, well, repel his borders. But I mean, obviously, I can't speak for the rest of you.
We must take care to make sure the 0G containment does not breach, lest we not get paid.
So, all aboard? Question mark.
We will go with you.
We came this far.
And I will quickly pilot the Marion to dock so we can repel borders.
Well, I will move us over to the map of the Lucidity. As the airlocks sink, you feel the depressurization of the air, the venting of space, and the door opens, revealing an airlock that leads into the cargo bay of this larger ship. The Marion sort of fits snugly on one side, the Crimson Cutlass is on the other side, and inside, the first thing you're struck by is the sound of singing. You can hear sort of the staticky robotic voice, this chorus of staticky robotic voices engaging in sea shanties from Earth. It sounds like they're singing "What Do You Do with a Drunken Sailor" over and over and over again.
Steve, you remembers these robot pirates?
Oh no, robots.
Oops.
Oh no!
My one weakness, constructs.
You see that they're sort of these tall chrome robots wearing tricorn hats, vests, breeches, wielding cutlasses that are made of this energy beam, the solid blue lightsaber beam, some would say, and these futuristic-looking flintlock pistols. They seem to be engaging in all manner of plunder and mayhem across the cargo hold of the ship. Two of them do have the captain of the ship. Aelin, you recognize Stod. He's sort of a dapper-looking frog with a monocle and a yellow vest, black dress shirt, a tie. He's got a whip on one side. Usually it looks like he wields a blaster pistol of some kind, but one of the pirates has taken it from him and is waving it in his face.
He's
sort of
fabulous.
yeah, he's got sort of purple skin, bright purple eyes, and a golden monocle.
That is an excellent pick.
That rocks.
Yeah, he's going to be showing up on a stream at some point,
Good.
I'm sure.
Yay.
That one at the bottom's name, Bran Cardone.
It is Bran Cardone, as a matter of fact. Who Flynn?
Hey.
Interesting.
Hey, I think I knew that guy.
Bran Cardone is actually in the Starhaven book. He is a love letter to Brian from me. And I let
Aw.
Brian know that. I texted Brian about it. Bran, who you can sort of see poked into that back chamber, looks to be fiddling with the container that contains these eels. Inside, they're these sort of free-floating, almost like mercury silver, long reptilian eels with these, their jaws sort of slapped together, and you notice that their teeth appear to be made of some kind of energy, almost like electricity or plasma. It's a little hard to tell from here. But the Bran, who Flynn recognizes as a former advisor to Captain Kraken, he was a technical advisor. He helped program robots. He helped deal with hacking. He's particularly famous for being able to get into most computer systems. But he broke off from Captain Kraken recently and has been trying his own crew. He's dressed in sort of a red beanie. He's got glasses on. He's wearing a red and gold jetpack. He's got a red semi-rogue sort of tunic shirt and breeches on. He's also wielding a laser pistol and has a smart device that he's using right now to try and hack into the container. Also, he's a space alligator.
Space alligator.
I sent a picture to Brian, and he sent it. He sent the gift back though. Well, of course I know him. He's me.
Thank you, Obi-Wan.
And that is the scene that we find our heroes in. Everybody go ahead and click on your token and roll for initiative.
Here we go.
Ooh, my first
roll.
initiative roll.
Going to be so good.
It's gonna be bad. Where is it? There it is. Oh my god.
Oh, I need to open up the turn tracker.
I rolled a 2.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I missed some
And the
shit.
windows. All right.
So Aelin has a 17.
First to go on the lightest.
Lara has a 13.
Glenn got a 24.
Chimera has a 10. How perfectly average.
Still better than me.
I'm just gonna.
Well, chat's gonna riot. I don't have a plus 22 initiative.
They did threaten that. They said they're gonna riot.
That'll be what I
As
spend my
opposed
first PowerPoints on, just to keep them happy.
As opposed to when chat isn't rioting.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Stod himself appears to be pretty worse for wear. The robot pirates look like they've been beating on him a little bit. His monocle's sort of hanging off, and he's got some bruising and some drooling going on from his massive mouth. He does not appear he's going to be involved in combat. By choice. He's not going to be involved in combat by choice. Flynn, you're on first.
Um, yeah. I I suck. I don't have any movement. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna run across the room, and I am going to, as I run, I pull out and twirl and spin my flintlock, brace it over one hand, and fire at one of the robots that's attacking our good dear frog pirate.
Baran Cardo.
I am going to.
Laser blast. Oh, that.
Oh!
Geez.
35. I
Jesus.
crit it.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Are you sure?
And you're shooting this one here, the one that's got a hold of
Yes.
Stod? Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be a DC 25 toughness save for my robot pirate. Ooh, close. But the critical hit is enough to take him out. And you have takedown, so you can go ahead and take a shot at the guy who's adjacent to him over here, too.
Yeah.
I do want to do that. Thank you for being adjacent, robot pirates.
You're
And,
welcome.
26 to hit.
26 will hit. However, that one is not damaged by your display. So what happens, Flynn, as you take him out?
So Flynn is running across the room as he twirls his flintlock, braces it with his other arm as he's running, and fires 2 shots off. And high energy particle beams explode out of his very vintage looking weapon, blasting through one robot, but the other robot deflects it a little bit with his laser sword.
The bolt zips off and slams into the hull somewhere else. You have got the robot pirate's attention. These two are going to rush forward and try to engage in a dashing sword fight with Flynn. Nope, that's not the tool I'm looking for. Where's the measuring tool? They changed what it looks like. Why would they do that?
Still looks like a ruler.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the circle around it anymore. These two are going to move here to block the door. These two are going to charge. Who do they want to charge? They're going to charge. One's going to charge Aelin, one's going to charge Chimera.
And the drunken sailor take him on a date.
And then these two, they will come out here, assess the situation, and they will take a pot shot, one at Ursa, one at Alara. So here's the shot at Alara with their laser flintlock. 21 to hit Alara's dodge DC.
Oh no. Well, yes. Actually, yes. No. Wait. Blah. Plus 10. Dodge DC 23. So no.
Okay, so you're fine. And the
Sorry, I
one
had a
for,
brain freeze there.
No worries. And the one for Ursa. And I will mention that these robot pirates do have favored environment spaceship. They're all going to add +2 to their defenses, not their to hit. 17 to hit Ursa's dodge DC.
No.
So they rush out of the sort of the cockpit area of the ship. They draw their flintlocks. They fire it off. It makes the gunpowder noise, but no smoke comes out. The laser does fly out and slam into the walls around you guys.
Hey, that's my shtick.
We be pirates. We steal what we want. And here's an energy cutlass for Aelin. An 11 is not going to hit. An energy cutlass for Chimera. A 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And Chimera, it is damage, it's strength-based damage 2, but it does have penetrating 6, if that matters for your impervious
Yes.
toughness.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, you're usually sword-proof, but you're not lightsaber-proof.
Okay. 25.
You're fine. So they come in, The sword comes down. It crashes against your pale, pallid gray skin. The energy sort of dissipates around you, and the beam reforms on the other side. And then the two that are sword fighting with the mighty Flynn. Here's 1 and 2. Both got an 8. That's going to be a miss on both accounts.
Dastardly robots.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to trick you together. It looks like they're trying to work together, but they're not quite sure who should be the chief pirate. You don't think they've worked out that hierarchy among themselves yet. Aelin, over to you.
Aelin will shoot a glance over at Kai. Kai, be a dear. Get the door for us. We should be able to take care of these robots. And Aelin will quick draw out her blaster pistol. It will quickly configure itself to SMG mode, and she will take a multi-shot attack on both the robots next to her. So 2 targets with multi-attack -2 to hit.
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so we will go ahead and we'll take it off from the roll. That's a 27 to hit both of them, or a 27 to hit, and then I roll again.
Yep, then you roll again.
27 on both of them.
Okay. They roll 20. Don't roll the same number twice all the time. DC 25 for both.
DC 25.
So here's the one right next to you. Here's the one to the bottom of you. Ooh, they both are annihilated. What happens, Aelin?
So the gun quickly forms into from standard blaster pistol, kind of it's definitely a lot more futuristic or high tech looking than the flintlocks that are going. It quickly configures itself to almost look like a different like a small SMG from Earth, and she kind of sprays a couple of energy projectiles at the robots right in front of her. And then as she watches them hit the ground, she brings the gun up to her, towards her mouth. She gives it a blow, and she turns to Alara and Ursa, gives them a wink and says, "We took out the ones here. Your turn."
Yeah, we're on it.
Just waiting for my 6.
Alara's like screwed here.
We got it. We're on it. Aelin, if you want to move anywhere, you can move at the end of your standard action.
This is true. I have movement. Oh, let me see how far I want to move, because I can move 60 feet. I will move up next to Flynn and start looking menacingly at the ones next to me, but nothing else.
Perfect. All right. Bran is going to keep trying to disengage that container in the back. You do hear him say, "What do you mean there's somebody up here trying to ruin our plan? This is a perfect plan." Oh, his skills aren't in the NPC sheet. That's weird. Okay, technology check. He does add a success to his attempt to uncouple that thing. And he says, "Look, if there's somebody back there who's causing problems, okay, just deal with them and cover me while I get this thing out of here. I need a few more seconds." All right, Alara, over to you.
So I'm assuming there's only one door into that room. It's currently got some robots in front of it.
Yes, that's correct.
Also assuming robots are pretty mind not exactly.
I will go ahead and give you a hero point because they are immune to most of their abilities.
There's the
Yep.
Gator Boy's not.
Yeah, but he's in a separate room. I need to be able to perceive him.
Go over there and try to perceive.
Which he was just talking, and we go. There's robots in the way. He was just talking though, and we could hear him.
That is true. Yes.
Does that fall under the range of perception?
This is gonna be
Or-
a fucky question. I'm gonna have to answer all the time.
Kind of it.
Oh, especially with my hearing.
Is your hearing accurate? Add accurate to it, so I always have an answer to that question.
Yes, my hearing is accurate and extended.
I admittedly do not have like a mind detection power, so if I'm able to hear him, and I'll make a perception check if I have to.
Make a perception check. That way we can see if you're able to hear enough to accurately pinpoint his brain.
There have been several laser shots within this enclosed space, so.
I won't give you a penalty. You're used to that sort of thing.
Uh,
You are a child of trauma and torture.
Wrong one. Perception 26.
Awesome. You are able to effectively pinpoint where he is in that room if you want to Charles Xavier him.
Indeed, I do. So Alara's eyes turn like she's looking through the wall almost. And what delicious thing will I do to your brain?
That's my brain, yo.
Well, actually, there's only one thing I can really do. And the DC for it, this is a damaging attack, so the DC should be correct, is I'm going to do a little bit of a mind crush. It is a perception.
Yeah, no worries. Is it mental damage 6? Mind blast 6?
Yeah, alternate resistance will.
Okay. So it is a DC 21, indeed. Ah, my brain, I get a bruise and a dace.
Ow, my brain.
Why do I suddenly have a headache?
So in his head, he'll hear, "Stop that," and feel like there's nails like squeezing into his skull.
My lizard brain don't like that.
Somebody do something about that. And the pirate who did not act will use his ready to action. And he says, okay, I can do something about that. And he will pick up Stod. And he will carry him over here to the opposite airlock. And he will push him into the other ship.
Oh.
Oh,
And he'll say, if you keep interfering, I'll make this one walk the plank. Chimera, over to you.
Where on the map is that happening?
Directly across from you.
Ah, is that the door that Aelin was referencing?
It is not.
It's not. All right, so I guess I'm jumping down here then to get the door. Are there 2 brand cordettes?
No, there's only one brand Cordon, but there are 2 robot pirates down there.
What is that in that? What is that right there?
That's Bran.
Okay. All right. So having received instructions, I imagine my flight harness is, I don't know, like a little pair of space suspenders that fold down into the little belt. So I will snap those up and follow orders down here.
He's got a jetpack.
Yes. That space is a little too tight for me to bulk up. So I will strike that one right there. And I don't know if this will become a problem later. My character sheet in Roll20 seems to be my standard size, which makes sense for most things except for combat. So I don't know. We'll just have to adjust on the fly.
Yeah, but I was planning to just adjust on the fly because I know your computer doesn't like running multiple
Yeah,
character sheets at a time.
It gets grumpy about that. All right. So to reach out and touch someone, I got a 27 to hit.
Yeah, but if you prefer, I could put in a grown-sized version of the sheet.
I mean,
That's only 2 to mess with. I've got to mess with 3, so.
Yeah, but your computer's newer than Kevin's computer.
yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Kevin's computer remembers how it felt on Watergate.
Well, actually, I think it's the multiple characters. Okay, it's the dynamic lighting that seems to throw it for a shit fit.
Yeah, I can load a giant size sheet in
Cool.
to make that easier.
Because like that affects his strength and his toughness and like that's a lot of stuff and defenses. Okay, so anyway, What am I looking for? I'm looking for what toughness you need. You need
21, I think.
21. Yes.
I got a 24. So what happens is you come down on that robot and it
Okay.
laps at you
Well,
and pirate.
Well, he punches him. That doesn't seem to have any effect, but I do have fast grab, so now we will deal with that. We will start the grab attempt. And then that's programmed in here. I take it.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so 21 on the grab attempt.
That will hit. You're looking at a DC 16. He will fail by 5, so he will be hindered and vulnerable.
Okay.
As you go ahead and tell me what happens.
All right, so the pirate's like kind of laugh, like, haha, that didn't hurt. Oh my god, what are you doing to me? So then, like, yeah,
Perfect.
it's now, and yes, a standing hold. It's not good.
Awesome. Ursa, over to you.
I would like to try to grab the frog man away from him.
Awesome. So go ahead and roll to hit with your move object power.
Just the regular telekinesis.
Let me double check the sheet. It should be, but let me double check just to be safe. Yes, yep, just the regular telekinesis.
25.
That will hit, and then you're going to make an opposed check with your telekinesis and the robot's strength.
Okay.
Which will
Roll
be
again or use that?
Should be a d20 plus 11 instead of a d20 plus 9. So you might have to just type in roll d20 plus 11.
I'm just gonna roll d20 and then add it.
That works too.
Oh no!
You got a 14.
Hold on. I'm gonna spend a luck point.
Perfect.
The force.
Wait. Why does it show that I have a luck point, but then I don't have a luck point?
It shows that you have one when I open it on my end.
Well, can you just take it from me?
Yeah.
Okay. Let it go. Okay. And then, oh right, just a d20. Oh my god. But that's plus 10 to that?
As long as it's under 10, yes.
It's a 4.
So 14 plus 11 is going to be a lot more than 18. It's going to be 25.
Nice.
So you have freed Stod from the robot pirate. What? Where do you put him? Where do you take him?
I'll just take him over by me. And then I'm gonna spend a hero point to go again.
Okay.
And maybe there you go. And I want to push that pirate off the ship.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Are we in
Onto-
space? Would he fall?
So he is in the gangway that goes. He's in the airlock that goes between this ship and his ship. But you could push him in. You could push him like through the door of that ship and break him in there if you want. Or you could try to grab him and shove him through the wall of the airlock, but that would punch a hole into space.
Maybe I'll just I'll grab him and I'll hit somebody else with him.
Okay.
And then is that a -2 or something?
It's minus however many targets you want to apply to it. So, if you want to hit 3 people, he counts as one of the targets. If
Yeah.
you want to hit him and then these 2, it would just be a -3 to each roll to hit.
Okay.
And you can do that for as many targets as you want to. You have a total of +9 to hit to start with.
Okay, I'm gonna
But that would be
Take
your
him.
telekinetic blast, not your regular
Yeah.
telekinesis.
okay. I'm gonna take him and I'm gonna hit the 2 by Flynn.
Okay.
Just because I think it'd be funny. Okay. So the first one, subtract 3. Okay, well, that didn't
Doesn't
it
mean-
didn't matter.
It doesn't
I
mean you
rolled-
can't hit the other 2.
Oh, I get to roll 3 times.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's a 18
That'll hit.
and a 19.
Those will both hit. And you will smash both of those robots. So what happens? Not that robot. The ones down by Flynn, Alex.
Wouldn't. Never mind. So she'll sort of just grab what is he? He's a captain?
He's just a robot pirate.
No, the
Yes.
frog guy.
He is the captain of this ship, yes.
The captain. Okay, so he'll grab the captain, sort of just like plop him down next to her, and then reach back out, grab the robot, and just throw him at the Flynn ones. And I think he's probably will just like sort of hit into the one, and those two will slam into each other, but he'll be unharmed.
I'm cool with that. How many pirates does that leave me with? 4 pirates? 4 pirates. Yikes. Okay.
5.
And then do you want to move, Ursa, or are you okay after that?
I'll move over here, just on the other side of him.
Excellent. You do see he's sort of he's up against the wall. His long tongue is lolled out of his mouth. Flynn, over to you.
Having the two that were in front of me taken out, I like, have at that. Fine.
Funny how that works.
I will rush over this direction. And as I'm running, I have quick draw. So what I want to do is I have my flintlock in my right hand. I want to toss to my left to catch it and pull up my rapier. And so I can attack this other pirate.
Perfect. Does your rapier ignite? Is it like a lightsaber?
It is. Because
Excellent.
I may have actually found a rapier lightsaber online and went, ooh, pretty.
It is pretty. However, with their favorite environment, a 17 will not hit that robot.
Well, I am going to spend a hero point and go again. Because they don't go with you. You can't take them home.
It's true.
22.
32. So that'll hit. And it will destroy a robot, giving you a takedown attack if you want to take it.
Oh, there is another one standing. Yes, I will.
Actually, I'm holding that one, but yeah.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, he is hindered and vulnerable, so it'll be even easier to hit.
32 to hit.
Yeah.
Why's it gotta be like that, Flynn?
Well,
Does it have
We
multi-attack
can't-
on it?
Do I have multi-attack? No, I don't.
20, so the robot is okay.
Isn't that a
that's the attacker, though.
Not on damage saves.
Not on damage saves. It's weird.
That
Um,
sucks.
right?
because if you guys hit the number, you succeed.
Yeah.
But Flynn, you come in. What happens as you draw your? What color is your energy beam?
It's blue to match my eyes.
Nice.
It's specifically that same shade of blue. Because I'm that vain. And he pulls out the rapier. He's like, how's that ye? And I go for one, and knowing that he's gonna block that attack, and he blocks it, and I spin around and I slam it through him. And then as I pull it out and he falls to the ground, I take another swing at his friend, but unfortunately I do miss. Boom.
You haven't
We're
learned
gonna
how
get
to.
it.
You haven't learned how to coordinate with Chimera yet.
Gonna get it out of my system now. He was in like Flynn. There, done.
Yeah, I believe you.
Oh no, you're not. It's never gonna go away.
As if you're only going to use that once.
Chimera, the robot that is in your grasp, is going to try and headbutt you with his robot head
How rude.
for a bonk. He gets an 11 to hit. That won't hit, I don't think.
No, that would not.
And these two are going to spread out from one another. This one's going to take cover over here behind these crates. This one is going to loop over to Alara and try to stab her
I'd rather you didn't.
in or around her face.
No.
In the face.
24 to hit.
My dodge is 23, so yeah,
This will be parry, but yeah.
that is even worse.
So give me a toughness save, Alara.
Oh, I'm so tough though. Ooh,
That's a bruise
Ow.
in a days.
gonna call on a luck point here.
I'm so tough. Swing.
Wait a minute, stabbing. Oh, I see what you were dealing with there. You click on it, but it doesn't show up there. And I can't
Oh,
scratch it off either.
So if you click on it on the top of your, when you expand the thing, there's a by deck and by an all. Just make sure you hit the other. It defaults to 1, but you have to hit the other one, so it shows all of them.
Okay,
Oh,
so I
that's
will
good to know.
do that. Call on my luck point.
Yeah, I think it only happens the first time because and then it saves the settings that you've selected.
Well, Alara,
Um,
thanks to your luck, you did get a 23,
Yes.
so you're unharmed. What causes your luck to block this energy beam from coming down to cut your head off?
So as she's sort of focusing beyond the wall at the brain of this guy who she's currently mind crushing, she's very wrapped up in that until she feels like almost like a physical tug from the necklace she is wearing, and it causes her to move just enough that the sword stab that comes for her neck instead misses by a few inches.
Excellent. Then the one who took cover is going to take a pot shot at Aelin in the back. Immediately undoing my promise to not stab my players in the back this season.
Not quite a stab.
That's true. Okay. Thank you for preserving my reputation. 21 to hit your dodge DC.
21 is my dodge DC.
Please give me a toughness save. Looking for a 21.
That is a 13. I will go ahead and take that.
Okay, that's a bruise in a daze. As you hear the roar of the flintlock explode, the energy beam comes out, slams into your back, and causes energy to course up your spine. And this one over here, that is just south of Aelin and Ursa, is going to run over here and try to stab the big gray monster that's got a hold of his friend.
Hey, I'm just a standard side Gray Monster right now.
Oh,
It would be a critical hit if he wasn't a minion, but it is a hit, so please give me a toughness save if you're looking for a 21.
I have found it. Really 22.
You're fine. He comes in, he sinks the energy blade into your body, but whatever it is about you prevents the energy from passing through to cause you any damage.
Lynn makes notes.
Hey,
Aelin, over to you with your bruise
And days.
and days.
Aelin's gonna growl, and probably everyone's gonna hear her say, "Sister, let us help." Fine. And I'm going to use Aelin's standard action to summon one of her sisters.
Which
Would
one?
you bring me out the purple one, please?
Is that which one's the
It's
purple one?
The brawn.
That's the yellow one.
Okay.
I'm-
I didn't know
yeah,
which one. It's fine. Doesn't matter. And so everyone that's watching can kind of see Aelin. She closes her eyes, and when she opens them, a duplicate of her stands across from her. Perfectly the same in every way, except for the look on this one's face is a little bit more happy to be in combat. She doesn't have that look on her like she's just taken the hit and isn't happy about it. She looks like she's ready to cause some damage, which she will because she gets to act on my turn. And so she will move over behind the robot pirate, drawing the she draws the blaster as she moves over, but the blaster reconfigures into a gauntlet on her hand, and she gets over there and she swipes at the robot. with it. This is a linked attack, Alex, or a linked power.
Oh,
So the claw strike is a 23 to hit for a DC 24 damage.
well, that'll hit,
Thought so.
and it will destroy the pirate.
Okay, well then, we don't get to deal with my link ability just yet.
I wonder what it does. I'm excited. Anything else?
And she, the sister that has popped out and taken out the robot says, "See, we need each other. We can help." And that will be it.
Excellent. After Aelin is Bran, who hears the kerfuffle outside. He is dazed, so he will take his action to fly over here around the corner and see the big scary fight going on right outside of his hidey hole. And he will say, Flynn, I invoke the right of parley.
Of course you do. Have your bucket stand down.
You heard him, boys. And the robots will sort of look at one another, look at the fight going on, and they will drop their weapons and step back and say in one voice. They don't say anything. They just sort of make this harmonious pitch with one another. It sounds like it might be a C chord.
I think that's not the dial-up modem noise.
Oh gosh.
And he does say that to Flynn. What does everybody else do in response to that?
We just let him go.
He's asking for rights to surrender.
Pirate
And
code.
we're going to let him have those rights.
I prefer to think of it as negotiate rather than surrender, but yeah.
Looking down at the parts of robot in front of me. Really?
Look, you don't want me. You want the eels, right?
We don't know. What's the bounty on your head right now?
There's not a bounty on my head.
Mind read.
Mind read.
Go ahead and roll. It's an opposed check with his will DC and your mind reading power.
And what would Captain Cutlass think of this?
Oh, Captain Kraken?
Kraken, sorry. Captain Kraken.
Since when do you care what Captain Kraken would think about it?
Well, I'm just wondering how mad or upset he might be with you right now for your various shenanigans.
Well, shenanigans is a strong word. I haven't done anything too untoward. I mean, I just went off to go start my own franchise. As far as Tentacle Face is concerned, I'm still part of the flotilla. Alara, your bell's still a little rung from getting attacked by
That's
that pirate
fair.
in the face.
No, I'll spend the hero point. I
Like
already put
in
it out there.
1018, Calvin.
Yeah, I know.
End here.
I was just wondering if failure was funnier. Well, this is the worst I could do, which is still a failure, so it all works out.
You think you hear distinctly Alara in his head. There's no bounty on my head that is any official computer record anywhere. He says, look, Captain Kraken and I'm still consulting with him. I'm trying to make a little money on the side, okay? Just, this eel thing obviously didn't work out for me. Fair play. You guys are welcome to the eels. As a matter of fact, I'll help you unattach them and attach them to your ship. Free of charge.
Sure, we can do it on our own.
I'm sure you can too. And if you don't let me go, I'll blow them up.
If we let you go, how do we know you're not going to become a problem later?
Well, of course, he's going to become a problem later. That's the nature of the business. But
Yeah, I resent the implication. Is this your first smuggling job?
I simply don't want to add to the list of later problems that we already have.
On the scale of problems, I'm small fry. I owe you one.
I think we should let him go.
I'm sure you'll owe me one. Stay clear of Starhaven and any business coming in and out of Starhaven.
I can do that.
Fine.
And I'm sure you have something that you can give to the captain of this good vessel for the inconvenience you have caused him.
Fine. I've got a couple of things that'll improve his firewalls to make sure I can't just shut his ship down from long range again next time. Are we cool?
We get a copy of that too.
He kind of looks at all the smashed robots and looks at you and
The other alien that's by the robot kind of twirls the gauntlet towards him in like a high motion, but it's large and clawed.
fine. I'll get you a copy too. Is your robot here compatible for Wi-Fi? And he points at Chimera.
I am not a robot. I'm a biological being.
Well, then
But thank you for asking.
you have a condition, I'm afraid to say.
Don't worry about him. Get on with it.
Come on, boys. And the remaining robots will they will march happily along behind him into the airlock. He will beam over a couple of files to you and to Stodd's datapad, and he will go on his merry way. And because it's 10:30, I'll go ahead and just say that you guys are able to get the eels out and you're able to start transporting them back to Starhaven. And I guess we'll start next week in Media Res with you guys returning with the eels.
Yeah.
Suppose we will. Definitely want to have a conversation about there being a couple of aliens there.
Before the aliens go away, what's the tail situation on the aliens?
The same. Everything is exactly
Okay.
the same between the two of them.
Okay.
One
I didn't
tail
know if it
doesn't
was-
leave.
No, one tail
Yeah, I
doesn't
thought-
leave.
I
Oh,
thought that was like
man, I saw one of those.
It does kind of switch. So from the right instead on this one, on Prime, it's whatever the picture is. It's orange, yellow, purple. For the one that's out, it's yellow, purple, orange.
Oh,
Mm.
cool.
Awesome. Well, if you are catching this on YouTube, please feel free to join us on Monday for the premiere of Starhaven. I'm really excited. I think these characters are going to be a ton of fun. I think we're going to get into a lot of shenanigans and be lighthearted about it. As long as I can remember not to make the dark thing in Kevin's head too scary.
Right?
Too late.
What do you
Like-
mean?
That is Monday, 3/28/2022.
Yes.
Just in case.
Or any Monday
After that.
between now and the end of Starhaven. Yeah, and I will go ahead and end the video here. Thank you. If you've watched this, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe. We are streaming on Twitch every Monday and Tuesday with the best Mutants and Masterminds content on the internet. Okay, bye.
Take that.